So yesterday was Saturday, January 8th, and it was quite a day. My dad was discharged from the hospital, and that was really, really exciting. They felt he was doing really well physically, so they released him. But before he left, he was really like high anxiety and paranoid that he was bleeding internally. But we just thought if we got him home and settled, that might help. But it didn't. Either the brain tumor and all the, like, he was sick for 2 months prior. His left leg was dragging. He was trying to self-diagnose himself because his primary doctor just said that everything was fine and that there was like nothing wrong. So my dad was trying to figure out what was wrong. So all of that was processing in his head. So now that the tumor's out, he might just be, his brain just might be trying to process everything because he keeps thinking that there's issues, and if he gets one more pill it will help, if he has one more one more drug, if he goes to the hospital it'll help, like all these different things. Part of it is also the steroids pump up his energy, but he's supposed to rest, so it's just like he's not sleeping. And so we were up all night last night, and my mom is exhausted. It's really hard because he just, I don't even know, just wants to get, he thinks he can, if one more thing will help, he'll calm down, but it's just, we get the one thing. Like, we went to the fire department to take his blood pressure. I counted his pulse a couple times. So we might be going back to the hospital today because I talked to the doctor, and I emailed the doctor and explained what was going on. Like yesterday, he thought that he was bleeding, his stomach was bleeding, and so he thought if he had Prilosec it would heal him. And so he'd already had 2 Prilosec though at the hospital, and so he ran up the stairs. I ran behind him, and he grabbed the pills, and it was like so scary. And I tried to get him out of his hands, but he's stronger than me, and so I couldn't, and he took them, and it's just like, I don't even know. I think he was discharged way too early. I think they thought that if he was home he'd be more comfortable, but his brain is just like so paranoid. So we might be going back to the hospital. It was a really tough night. And then on another note, my brother, we found drugs in his pocket. For those of you that don't know, he went to rehab in October, and it was successful, or so I thought. But with all this going on with my dad, he relapsed. We found drugs in his pocket yesterday, and so we flushed him down the toilet, and then he wanted to go to AA, so I drove him last night to AA, and on his way there I was asking him why he was doing what he was doing, and he said that this is the way that he copes, and that he's just going to keep doing it, and that he can't be supportive for dad unless he's high. And then he also told me that he just went to rehab so that he could get clean, so we would get off his back so that he could use again. So I broke down pretty much. I got home and kind of collapsed in tears. And so my mom picked him up from AA, and it turns out that he probably just went there to get more drugs. And she talked to him on the way home, and then all of a sudden, she was very, very angry at what he said to me, and just asked what he was doing with his life. And then she just said this calm came across her, and like God told her he needs to get out. So she said, "You have an hour to get out of the house. You're being kicked out." And my brother was really upset, and was like, she said she'd call the police if he didn't get out quietly, because my dad, we were trying to get him to sleep. He finally fell asleep on Benadryl. but I guess there was some heroin in the car because my brother's in my car, because my mom had the car keys and he just said, well, just let me have the car, just let me have the car. And he tried to get him out of her hands, and so he was physically hurting her. So my mom screamed and I called 911, and it was the scariest thing in my entire life. But so the police came, and my mom kept the keys, but somehow he got the door open, and he grabbed something, my mom said, and after that he was fine. He didn't want the car anymore, so he's just being totally controlled by the drugs. And I guess I prayed to God saying that this is too much when we found the drugs yesterday, and he took one of the problems away, I guess, physically. Emotionally, I'm really worried. I don't know. So the police took him, I guess, to his friend's house. They called and said the address, but I don't know. It's just like so much stuff, and it feels really, really heavy. I just don't understand it. It was like the worst day of my life. Yesterday was. So I feel like I'm in a constant conversation with God, like 24/7. So I'm on my way to church. My mom said I had to go. I wanted to go, but she said I needed to have that break. So I feel like I'm thinking so much, my mind's racing, and God's telling me to quiet so I can listen to him. So I'm really hoping that church will get me back grounded, so that we can handle this next part. But please pray. I feel like this is way more difficult than the surgery was, and I feel like it's going to be a long road, and my family really, really needs your support. So just please pray. I just went to church and had a little meltdown, like a mental breakdown. I just felt so much pressure with everything going on, and I just prayed really loud to God, and I told him I can't handle this, and asked him to intervene in some miraculous way, and I told him I really needed to hear him speak to me, because I couldn't really feel him, and this sense of calm, peace just rushed over me, and I just felt like he was saying, you don't have to handle this, I'm handling this, and just give it to me. Like, you're holding so tightly and you're trying to be everything for everyone, but you don't have to. I'm here, and I'm going to handle this. Give it to me, trust me. You don't have to do this anymore. I've got you. So I just praise Jesus, because without him, I don't know where I would be. I'm just so relieved. These are the angels that are taking care of our family.
What are you doing awake, girl? Huh?
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling a little agitated, but
You look good.
I do. Thanks.
Got a nice haircut.
Yeah, Aunt Susie gave him a shower.
Yep.
Helped him.
My job
And
is
there's
fun.
the other angel. Uncle Danny.
What's up, sweetie?
He's cooking us dinner. And the other angel, Aunt Maggie.
Yeah.
I'm vlogging.
I know. Damn it. I got it.
Thank you, Jesus, for my family. Hi, Angel.
Hi.
Hi.
We're having dinner.
Is it good?
Cooked, yeah, very good.
Danny made it. It's
Pork, mashed
absolute-
potatoes, and veggies.
Oh,
So many angels. He's such a good cook.
oh, he's amazing. Just amazing.
So after church this morning, I came home and my Aunt Mo and Uncle Danny were here, and my Aunt Susie was here, and my Aunt Susie was able to soothe my dad's anxiety. And my Aunt Maureen and Uncle Danny are cooking us dinner tonight. They brought us soup for lunch. They got my dad to sleep and my mom to sleep because she hasn't slept in 2 days. And then my Aunt Maggie came over with lots of fruits and vegetables because she's healthy, which is great. And they're all here right now. And I just thank Jesus because he just knows exactly what we need. And sometimes angels are people on earth that just listen to him, and their support. I'm just so grateful. And I know that he's gonna be okay. And with my brother, all I can do is pray. Pray that he hits rock bottom fast. I just pray that he'll use Jesus to fill his void and to help him cope instead of drugs, because they're just so destructive. Oh, I'm so blessed.